trying to throw the ball. On first and goal, second and goal, panicking at third. Fourth, I'm wishing for a muff.
Welcome to the 510 Huddle. We're here with our host Dlane.
Top of the top, baby.
You know, Isaiah, I'm here as usual. We got John on the ones and twos, here as always. I'm excited for this podcast. We're recording on a Monday morning. We got a lot of stuff for y'all today. We got this whole AB helmet situation is getting out of hand. We're talking 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, the pressure he has to win this year. Me and Dlane going to debate a little bit. Baker Mayfield versus Sam Darnold going to year 2. And have some fun.
Let's get it. Let's talk football.
So let's get into this AB situation. As everyone knows, I'm a Raider fan. I'm hot right now. This is the most diva shit I've seen probably since T.O. doing sit-ups in his driveway. This is crazy. Like when he was missing training camp. Yeah, remember that? He was missing training camp.
Brought the media to him. Go ahead, that was hilarious.
And so, like, when I'm seeing this situation, I'm like, first of all, everyone had to change to these new helmet rules. You know, and not the Julios, everyone. Odell, I think Odell always wore Revel Speed. But I know Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers were with AB on the page. Like, I'm not trying to change my helmet, but they had to. But this is my biggest problem. Get the new helmet. Fight for the new helmet. I don't care. Do whatever you need to do to get your helmet. But why aren't you at camp? At first, I thought it was the feet. I thought you left to get a foot specialist. But this whole time, no, it's been over the helmet. And so I feel like you missing valuable time with your team. And we saw yesterday, Mike Mayock was fed up. He just said straight up, are you all in or are you all out? And so this morning, it's around 6:30 a.m., came out, Ian Rappaport tweeted about the Antonio Brown situation. He said, I'm going to read out for y'all. Antonio Brown may not yet be out of options. My understanding is 2 more helmets, same Scott Air Advantage that he prefers, are being tested for possible use. They were made in 2 different years, in 2014 and 2010. Then it came out, he's like, in the minds of the testers, this is all moot. A Scott Air Advantage was tested and failed. AB must wear an approved helmet. So it's going to come down to he got to wear the new helmet. It's that simple. So what's your thoughts on this, Dlane?
Yeah, man. So I had a quick question for you before we dive all the way into it, because I thought I seen a former guest artist, Eric Crocker, respond to you, and he says basically, did he say it's basically the same helmet? It's just the inside pattern?
The pattern's just different.
It's not the foam one no more,
remember,
correct?
Foam was like the first helmet I ever played with, back when I was like 10. So I understand what he's saying. The gel, I've worn the gel before. The gel feels a little different than you feel like. I'll say with the foam, it feels like more suit on your head. It feels way more comfortable.
Okay.
The gel feels hard and forced. That's in my opinion.
Okay.
But again, my last year playing football, they had no more scuds at the program. I know you was at Southeastern.
Yeah.
I know JJ was talking like he had to fight to find a scud up there.
I think he did. Yeah.
And so, but again, you have to adapt and change with football players. Yeah. We're not getting paid millions. We're not the best in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming. I don't know how AB feels. But again, to me, it's more. I don't care about the helmet. Do whatever you can for the helmet. Be at practice. You can do this and fight it.
Yeah. At this point, I just think it's a pure shit show, man. You know, it's a circus. AB, you're coming to a new team, bro. Why aren't you in training camp? And nobody's really trying to question that you don't want to play or nothing like that, because we know you and Carr been working out. You've been tapped in since damn near the day you got traded. So we're not really questioning that. It's just more so for me, really, is like you making this issue about the helmet bigger than you building a rapport with your new teammates and just trying to start something new and fresh over here in Oakland. You just had issues and problems from Pittsburgh. Why would you come to Oakland? This is before the season has even started. After you just got paid, I thought everything was gravy. And you want to make a big fuss about the inside pattern of a helmet. Come on, bro. I don't know. I played football a lot of my life, just like a lot of Zay, and you feel me? A helmet is important. It's a very important part of our gear. We understand that, but bro, you have to play at the end of the day. I don't want to hear shit about no damn helmet, bro. Like if the Julio's got to play with it, though. This is why that's why Julio is different, at least in my opinion. That's why I always give him the nod when it really is as far as best receiver in the game, because you don't have to deal with this bullshit. This is the shit I be talking about, bro. You don't have to deal with this, bro.
Okay.
With somebody else.
I'm not gonna go and say Julio better than AB just because of the.
I'm talking about as far as I'm a GM and who I want to take young, and I'm drafting and they both in their prime. I'm taking Julio because I don't want to deal with. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this shit right here.
Excuse me.
You see how fed up Mayock was? Yeah, that's your GM.
No, I'm 100% with you. I'll take like Julio over AB as far as like to build my team. Now, like which one's better? I mean, he just has 6 straight. You know, we did some shit we never seen before. But my biggest problem is not like. Go ahead, fight for your helmet. You can do all this by being at camp, by being a good teammate. This would be a little story like AB at practice. You're seeing his practice highlights, doing well. And you know what? It'd be like a side note. And AB's trying to figure out how to get his new helmet on for the season, right? But AB's doing well at camp. Like that's all the story would be if he never left, right?
Yeah.
And so that's my biggest problem is how are you away from the team? When you're GM, you see the Raiders been supportive from day one. You know, his helmet, the feet. And yesterday was like, okay, you flew down to Arizona with us.
Yeah.
And we support. We stuck our heads out for y'all, and this is what you do.
And then I'm also kind of you know, I'm not questioning the man, but I'm kind of shaky on the feet situations because it's like,
okay,
that's not your first. I'm saying no, that's not your first time doing that before, AB.
Yeah.
I know this isn't your first time doing what is it?
But I mean, we saw the feet. So the thing is,
I seen it, but I'm saying no. I'm asking. My question is, I want more on the backstory. Why would your ass go into the chamber without proper footwear?
We don't know that.
We don't know. I'm just saying.
They said
that's retarded, right there.
But they said there's legal action going on. So he did this in a different country.
In the country, I did see that.
They said it's some legal action going on with that company or the place he was at doing that. So I mean, I'm not putting a feet against him. I'm just have a problem with him leaving. Like I thought last week when he left, I thought, he went to see a foot specialist. I thought the helmet was just a whole. No. Now I feel like with all this coming out.
No, I knew you should have known. Gruden said it last week when he was just like, it's a very important issue to him. I'm just like, personal matter to him. He like, but like I said, then he said that we support him. You know, let him. But like I said, man, I think it's beyond the point that it needs. It reached the tipping point, and he needs to get past this shit.
Will you be suited up, ready to go week 1? Will you be playing Monday Night Football against the Broncos?
I think AB at the end of the day, business is booming. AD like to play. I think he just like to do all this shit. He gonna play. AB, and I think he might ball first game. He gonna do something. He gonna be back.
That's one thing he's always done. We've never seen him do anything but balls. As a 6th-round pick, came in first year. And not give me no run at receiver. Okay, first touch, house. His first touch was a touchdown. So, I think he'll be there week 1. First of all, the money on the line, he's about to make $20 million this year, so I think he'll be there
not
week
gonna
1.
No game checks. No game checks. He need all that.
I think, and one thing I saw AB that I disagree with him from a personal standpoint. I seen him tweet out or refer to stuff like try to make it like this is a black issue. You know, I saw him put,
For real?
Yeah. So when they tweeted out the NFL wasn't gonna do something, he tweeted out niggas for life. Basically trying, NFL, like, he always try to make it seem like black players get treated different in NFL than white players. And I think when you compare yourself to QBs, which there are more white QBs, like we talked before, if you're a QB, a star QB or star NBA player, you're a royalty in the United States as far as athletes, right? Those are the top 2 pinnacles. So if you're Aaron Rodgers, that's cool. You're Aaron Rodgers, AB. AB can put up 200, 300 catches next year. He will not be looked at as a better player than Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady because the game revolves around the QB. If you have a good QB, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. You got the best receiver in the league, and you can miss the playoffs. Steelers last year, Julio and the Falcons made the playoffs last year. So best receiver in the league isn't. Look at Odell. Time with the Giants made the playoffs once. Best receiver in the league.
You always be doing that without adding all the context to it, bro. Cause you know why the Falcons they had hella injuries. Bro.
I know, but I'm just naming. Okay,
yeah, but I know.
Name me. The only team with a top receiver that made the playoffs last year was the Texans with Hopkins, and Hopkins.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Hopkins got 3
it's
catches.
only how many teams make it in the first one? Only what, 8?
8? I mean, 8 teams made. No, 12 teams. 12 teams.
Okay, 2 more. It would have been 2. You feel me?
I'm just saying, giving y'all teams with all the top receivers doesn't mean playoffs. I just gave you all this. But if you have a top QB, like for instance, if I have a top 5 QB, I know for a fact I'm making the playoffs, right? Unless some crazy stuff happens. Correct? Would you agree, Dlane?
Depending, even though coaching don't matter in the NFL now.
It does, but name me a top 5
Because
QB.
last year, A-Rod didn't like his coach. They got into it. They ain't made the playoffs.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Top quarterback.
I would agree. So outside of him, which ones didn't make it? Tom made it. I'll say Pat. Russ made it. Russ had a terrible roster. Andrew Luck made it.
Luck made it. Big Ben didn't make it. Top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put Breeze over him. He's top 10.
He's top 10.
7.
No, he's top 10.
Yeah.
But Breeze, I mean, Big Ben.
Breeze made it. You know what I'm saying? So it was 2 outliers last year. We had Ben and A-Rod, right? But for the most consistent part, the top 7, top 8 QBs all made the playoffs. I can't say that for all the top wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? And so that's more where I'm playing this situation with AB, where it's like,
of course,
he looks at himself bigger than like, I'm the best receiver in the league, so I want to be treated like the top 5 QBs. That's where I think AB comes from, and I'm like,
and he's a blip. Then at the end of the day, then that's how you know it's a real diva issue and problem with him. Because bro, you're playing a dependent position as the dependent on the quarterback. At the end of the day, you're not gonna be bigger than the quarterback.
And to me, I couldn't. You know, even with all this Kaepernick stuff going on with the NFL, there's been, you know, a lot of corporations have racial issues in the United States, but I realized this: no company in history of the United States have made more African Americans millionaires, right? And more African Americans $100,000 from college coaching to NFL coaching to playing, and so I can't really call the NFL racist because they create all. I mean, we do a podcast to the NFL.
Coaching, more so playing.
No, I mean,
we gotta get in that.
I could be a wide receiver coach at Florida.
No, I got you.
You know, that's what I mean.
We still gotta get in that hierarchy. We gotta get some more people at the table.
Definitely needs to be more minority owners. Has to get the tip top of the money. Right now, 80% of the league is African American, so the players getting all that money.
Supposedly Hove on his way to making his way to the table, man.
Yeah.
Being one of the owner.
Yes. How do you? I mean, we could touch on that real quick. How do you feel about Hove? You know, kind of saying, you know, I feel like he disrespected Kaepernick. So how do you feel about this situation, Hove?
You seen that he said he spoke with Cap, though, right? Mm-hmm. But he just said he wouldn't divulge like a private conversation to the media. With me, I'm still trying to just collect the facts as far as everything that entails with. 'Cause I don't think everything came out as far as what the deal entails with. But for me, I listened to a little bit of Ho's interview when he was at the league office with Roger and Goodell, the commissioner, and the main part I felt them on as far as we are kind of past. Does Kaepernick have a job at this point? At least we should be, because that wasn't the issue. He wasn't making it about his job, because clearly he didn't give a damn about the job, because he was willing to risk it, and which I commend him for. Because I was in full support of what Kaepernick was doing. It was and what he was behind. Mm-hmm. But I felt Hov when he was just like, at this point, because he already then wore 7 Cap jersey. We didn't been seen him support Cap before. He's just saying, hey, we need to take action here. It's past. We're past him not having a job. Now, we got the settlement money. Jenkins got. We're at the table now, Rock Nation, for social injustice issues. Like, let's act on it now. Let's not just keep talking about it and just chopping at the mouth about what we're gonna do. Let's take action. And that's the biggest point. I kind of agree with Hov on with the deal. Like I said, I'm still waiting for more information of the deal to come out. I think is he controlling the Super Bowl venues now, or Super Bowl halftime performances?
The deal takes place is just like supposed to be a social activist deal with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z basically gets to it's basically a deal for the halftime shows. Okay, so basically what Jay-Z did, he made a deal to basically run the halftime games for the Super Bowl. Jay-Z would basically profit off the halftime Super Bowl shows. I'm gonna say this. I don't look at Jay-Z as a social activist by any means. I look at Jay-Z as a businessman. Yeah. When he speaks about social activism and take action, I don't do that. I look at Jay-Z as an example. As, you know what, if you're African American, he's an example of how to build wealth, how to be a businessman. He started as a rapper, now he's a billionaire, okay? I don't look at him at any way, shape, or form a social activist. Does he give his money to good causes? Yes. Does he help out other African Americans sometimes? Yes. But that's what any human does. Regardless, if I have money and Dlane need help with something, here you go, bro. Right? If I have hella money, you know what? I'm gonna donate to my old high school, help them out. That's what Jay-Z does, right?
Lying. I asked him for $5 for gas the other day.
That's a lie. Hey, on the podcast, lie. But no, you know what I'm saying. And so when I look at Jay-Z trying to do fake activism stuff, saying we gotta take action, what is So you're disrespecting over the $10 million Kaepernick has given away. You know, he has way less than you, Jay-Z. So that's where I'm saying, you know. But I will take this in a standpoint. I've been saying this. Well, a cat took a settlement and would say this. Well, that's true. But is he stopping the fight? He's not. The thing isn't about him playing. He's still in the field. He's still putting money up.
But I'm saying, so we can't feel no way about him cashing out, but we feeling no way about Hove cashing in with. He's cashing in with him, but he's cashing out. But he never even gave us any details on his settlement.
I'll say this: Cap lost money from everything he's done. He got a settlement. I think they said estimated like $7 million he got from the settlement.
Because he had to split with
Cap made 35
Reed and somebody else.
Yeah, Cap made about $50 million in the league from Nike in his contract. So,
but what we were saying is, I don't think he had to settle. Not right, like, or he could have pushed for more. They didn't get shit. Really.
He wasn't about the money though. That's what he's trying to show. It wasn't about the money, right? The settlement showed that.
If it wasn't about the money, why not come out with the information on the settlement?
Because the NFL, they would never come out and just say are wrongs. When that settlement happened, that's the NFL saying Cap knows so much information. We have to pay him so he doesn't release this. That's what Cap's been. He has not stopped fighting. He's still donating money. He still had all the, you know. Sure. I think I just saw him. He was at some event last week. I forgot the event's called. But I believe Cap is, I believe, a social. I look at him as a social activist. He left his job to be a social activist. Hove is a businessman that helps out on certain social issues. Yeah. So I don't look at Hove as a social activist, and I don't think anyone else should. If you do, then that's where you have the problems with people saying, you know, Jay-Z did this. Hey, Jay-Z, get your money. I'm not gonna hate on any black man getting their money, and him being an owner, I think that's the best news I got from this.
Yeah, for sure. If you get that,
I know you'll have a minor owner in the NBA, Michael Jordan, and you'll have who is a businessman, and you have another businessman such as Jay-Z. Social activists don't become rich. Like if you're a social activist, you become rich, you're fake. You're Jesse Jackson. You're Al Sharpton. You're in that category. You got use this for money. Jay-Z been getting his money as a businessman, and he dips and dabs where he can to help. I just don't like the comments disrespecting Cap. Other than that, Jay-Z, get your money. This is big, and get your ownership stuff. He'll be doing the halftime shows every now. I think they kind of saw when Beyonce did her Black Power stuff, when it was cool to do all that. And so, yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on that. Simple. It's business.
Nah, Zay, I was going to ask you, though, how do you feel about, almost made me lose my train of thought with that, because you was going. Cap job. I was going to say, so where are you on that stance as far as, are we, so like Jay-Z said, are we past Cap having a job, though? Like, are we past that being the issue? Because we do agree as far as we do believe he's being blackballed.
Yes.
We understand that, but I do feel Hov has a point when he says we're past him having a job.
This is kind of where I'm kind of with Hov. So when he said that, I think people took it as two different meanings. Like, oh, we're past Cap. I don't think we're past Cap in his message. Now, Cap having a job, we have to be past that. It's been 3 years now, right? Yeah. And my second point is this: I asked people this, Dlane, if you sued, or you just got hired by the county, correct? Yeah. If you sued the county or the job you're working for, would you expect them to hire you?
No. If you talking greasy on your employer and all that, they not.
I have my own business. If I sued one of my clients, would I expect them to still do business with them? No. So Kaepernick sued the NFL. Why would the NFL still want to do business? Keep in mind, when you sue the NFL, you're suing all 32 owners. They get a letter like, hey, we're getting sued. So I can understand where we're past the job part, but I feel like we're not past Cap's message, because every day I look at my phone, I see African Americans getting killed, I see police brutality, I see them getting locked up at a high rate. So we're not past Cap's message by any means, But we're past how can you get a job when you sue them? Once he sued them, I said it, he's done in the NFL.
When he filed the grievance, it was over with. Yeah.
And that's not a knock on Cap. I'm all for his message. You should be. If you're not,
and like Zay said, that's how we know at this point he's no longer really a football player. You gotta look at him in that light as he's a social activist. He stepped away from the game to do, and he has to own that, And we respect, like we said, we respect him and condemn him for it. It's not like we knocking Cap.
And to be honest, in my lifetime, he's the only true social activist. We grew up, we read about the Malcolm X's, the MLKs, and I feel like in our generation, 2000s, our problems is with the police, is with the mass incarceration, and we haven't had activists. We had some fake ones in and out, and Cap's the first, I feel like, face of activism. Like you saw, he left his job for this.
And then we had cats, bro. I don't really like to speak on athletes like that, but it's like we had cats like a Floyd and a Mike that could have took them reins that really didn't. Like that could have been on them front lines like a Kareem back in the day.
But we see why
like
though.
Ali,
you lose everything.
And then they put too much of a value on the power of the dollar. You feel me? That's a whole nother issue. But
this is the biggest thing I feel like since Muhammad Ali, when he basically sacrificed his boxing career to be a social activist, and that's why I believe.
And I like some of the shit Bron do. I think he could push a harder line, but I think he doesn't because he know his position. He plays it very well because he know he the face. I think when he steps away, we'll see even more of a bigger impact from LeBron, the businessman, on the world. Period.
I think LeBron, when he steps away from basketball, he goes full Jay-Z in a way of business because he already talked about he wants to be an owner. But what I think about Bron, I think Bron is willing to give more of his money and do more of an impact. You see with the education, you see with the schools. So again, Bron, he's a rich African American male that gives a lot of his money to African American communities. I think he's won the NBA award the most times, the community award most times. Yeah, he did so much away.
I'm calling it now, bro. I wouldn't be surprised because we already know it's a fact and it's given. Bron gonna own the NBA team. I'm calling now. Bron gonna be the first African American to own two teams. I don't know which. I'm assuming the other sport would be football. I think he might be able to get in there. He love it because we know he love it. I just can see him getting there. Shit, pockets is deep.
What if we get percentage of the Cowboys? Because you know you're a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, you're a Cowboy fan. I don't know. Jerry.
They gonna let a black man.
Jerry Jones. Jerry is not. That's staying in the Jones family.
Jerry would call like, hey,
that's
Brian,
staying in the Jones family.
We usually have black guys play for us now. And up here in the big boy office, what you doing? Because bro, I've never seen like a black businessman up. You know when you watch like the Cowboys, you always see all his sons. It's like you got to be 50 plus and white to work for the Cowboys. Have they even had a black head coach before? I've never seen that. Nah. Have they had a black DC?
What about quarterback?
Have they had a black DC? Remember they had Wade Phillips forever.
This past year, right? The young boy from Seattle. He wasn't the DC. He was
he called the play call. But he's up and coming. I think he's the official DC this year.
And then before Dak was Dak their first black quarterback?
Yeah. Well, I'm not calling the Cowboys racist or anything, but we're just joking around. But it's just the Cowboys American team. But let's get on. I mean, I'm glad Dlane touched on, we got AB and the Jay-Z situation. I feel like there's a lot of thoughts on Twitter and opinions. I feel like that was necessary to touch on. Now I want to get into, we talk about Raiders a lot, and for our 49er fans here in the Bay, I want to touch on the Niners in this upcoming season. Me and Dlane were talking a lot before we started this pod, and we believe Kyle Shanahan's on a lot of pressure this year. He's looked at, I see a lot of people as a top tier coach. I look at him as a top tier play caller. I can't call him a top tier coach until I see him win games. First year, roster was bad. They traded for Jimmy, and okay, they got something. They went, won 6 straight games. Year 2, Jimmy got hurt, a lot of injuries. You know what? We won't count that season. QB went down, and so on. This year, there's no excuse.
How many games they won last year?
They were the second pick. They won 4 games. Because they won that third.
They was in a few games.
The Raiders and them had the same record.
Okay,
they both won 4 games. Excuse me. And so this year, I believe, Kyle Shanahan under the most pressure. It's shut up and win time. If Jimmy out week 1, who cares? You got to make something happen. If you're looked at as a top tier coach, you have to win this year. The division, you got 2 free wins against the Cardinals. You got the Rams who are going to be tough, and the Seahawks. They always make the playoffs. So it's a tough division. I believe Kyle has to step up, and a big problem right now is the injuries. I think they just pick injured players. I don't know what's going on. They fired the whole staff last year. D4 is hurt right now. Bosa has already had 2 injuries and has not taken an NFL snap. I know me and Dlane talked about before the draft how injury prone he is. He's injured in high school, college. His brother's been injured. His dad's been injured. This is the reason why I want to draft him.
It's not looking good for you, bro.
Why?
I think you had them as a playoff team.
The Niners? I did. But I'm saying it's pressure.
Yeah,
so I'm saying it's the pressure. Their swing lineman is out. That's very. For people that don't watch football locked in, your swing lineman you got to have a 6th man as your lineman. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone got to fill in. That's very important in the NFL and in college. You have to have that 6th lineman. It's a 6th man on your team.
We got the best in the league.
Yeah.
Big V.
He could be a starter on about 20 teams. But yeah, and so I think Kyle has to put it all together. Injuries, who cares? I don't care if your whole D-line's out. You better score 40 a game with Jimmy. So I expect that. I expect a lot from the Niners. I think they'll have a real aggressive season. I have them winning 9 games as a wild card. But these injuries are going to be big, and I'm basically betting my money on Kyle Shanahan as that good of a coach.
Yeah.
But we have to see it. What's your thoughts?
My only thing with that take, I don't think he's under a lot of pressure, Zay. And from I'm coming from this point. First of all, I never really believed in Jimmy G just because I was like, I need to see him hold up for a whole season. We still haven't seen it, but clearly Shanahan's locked in with him because they traded for him. So it's like you are locked in there with that guy. That's your guy. Y'all do have to win games this year. I do hear you on that point as far as it's year 3. It's really no more excuses. He's healthy now. Y'all should take flight. I give you that point. But as far as saying under pressure to ultimately win and then you could possibly lose your job after the season, I don't see that because I'm not comfortable with the job John Lynch has done all the way. All the way in the totality. I'm not comfortable with what John Lynch has done in totality to put a winning organization around.
I see
Kyle
what you're
Shanahan.
saying, but a lot of organizations, the GM have the power.
They're not cool. Do they have a good relationship?
They do.
Or did I see that?
You understand? The Niners hired Kyle Shanahan. He picked the GM. So Kyle Shanahan's in kind of like a John Gruden position where I'm the head guy and I went to go get my GM.
For real, Zach?
Yes.
I swear I thought I seen a report that they said they wasn't even on talking terms.
Yeah, I saw that, but then it got disputed. That's not true.
Okay.
Both of them came out and talked about it.
Okay.
Because Kyle Shanahan, he could fire John Lynch. He picked John Lynch to be his man. Because remember, John Lynch
Didn't John Lynch play for his dad with the Broncos? Was he?
And remember, John Lynch was like Mike Mayock. He was in the TV booth. Only difference is Mike Mayock, his whole life was a scout.
Yeah.
John Lynch kind of got into that after his playing career. So Kyle Shanahan, he's the man in power. John Lynch, hey Kyle, can we do this? He answers to Kyle. So it's that's the power there. Kind of like the GM for the Patriots. They answer the bill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has that power. So that's why I feel like I can't be mad at if John Lynch picked Solomon Thomas a couple years ago, right? 3rd overall. Not a bust, but he's definitely not a Pro Bowl type level player, right? He's not an impact player. Kyle could have overruled that. He's the man in power. So I can't knock John Lynch. That's why it all comes back to me for Kyle. And I want to ask you this, Dlane. What coach have we seen not win or make the playoffs for 3 straight years, getting hired and still be on? Name me a coach. 3 straight years of missing the playoff. New coach too. So
new. What you mean when you say new coach?
So new hire goes 3 years without making the playoffs and get a chance year 4.
I was gonna ask you before you said new. I was gonna be like Marvin Lewis, but he never won one though.
But yeah, I remember when he started, he had winning seasons. His problem was he couldn't win a playoff game. But he'll get you 10 games. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing with him. It was like, damn, Marvin. He was kind of like the Jason Garrett. Where you keep making, they got a playoff win last year, but it was like, damn, Jason, you're either going 8-8 or you make the playoffs and lose.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, I can't remember one where I've seen, unless you're like a John Gruden situation on a 10-year contract, where that's, if I see him losing 3 years in a row, I think John would quit himself. He can't stand losing. So, but I don't see Kyle. How do you kind of?
Like I said, I just.
And it's gonna be hard for Niners to blow this up.
I feel like anything less than 7 games. Or anything, if he has anything less than 7 and lower, possibly 5.
I think it has to be 7.
It gotta be 7.
7, and every loss was like a close, like 1 possession, 1 drive game.
Like I said, I think I wouldn't say he's an elite coach. He's an elite play caller. I would have him probably in the top 15, 20 coach. Cause you just can't put him up there just cause of what he done as a head coach. I
would look. If he was
he's an elite play caller though.
Bro, if he was I'll take him over to Freddie Kitchens right now with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, because
he's everywhere he's going. You know what I'm saying?
Record.
So I'm not trying to disrespect. Yeah, I'm not trying to disrespect Kyle. It's just as a coach, you're tied to your record. Like Bill Belichick won 11 games with Matt Castle. Yeah. So the elite coaches you seen, even with your Eagles, right? We're gonna see how Nick Foles does with Jacksonville. But I know he has elite coaching with Philly. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter who goes, hey, ship's still rolling. Ship's still rolling. It doesn't matter who's at QB. And so elite coaches can do that. And so I think we're gonna see this year with can Jimmy stay healthy? And this kind of leads me to this point. We seen this week where me and Dlane are trying to see is overreaction, underreaction.
Jimmy.
The boy threw 5 straight picks in practice. Now I've never played NFL. I played college. D-Lane's played, D1 ball. and you know we all played Pop Warner in high school. I've never seen in practice a QB throw 5 straight picks. I've never seen it. I think I've seen 3, and he got pulled out. Like, give me that fucking QB in there. Dlane, have you seen 5 straight picks in a practice before?
It's definitely unusual. I think I've probably seen like the most is like 3. Like 3.
Get yanked out.
You gonna get yanked. But I just think it's a little bit of an overreaction just because it's practice, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Hey, what he say? It's practice, bro. It's practice. You feel me? We don't talk about practice days when a player has 8 touchdowns in a row. So you feel me? We can't put too much stock into 5 in a row. But it's definitely unusual. It's not something that just, like we said, we got years of football history. A lot of our listeners got a lot of football history. People ain't seeing 5 straight picks in practice.
This is why, to me, it's not an overreaction. If the Niners had elite DBs, I'd be like, okay. But none of the picks were by the linebackers. Now, the Niners, their front seven is going to be healthy. Yeah. They got Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Backer, Quan Alexander. Then they got, D Ford, Bosa, Armstead, Buckner. They're loaded up front. The back end is shish, okay? So for me to understand that he threw 5 picks, that means by all DBs, that means they're jumping. Now, give him the benefit of the doubt. It's what, 2nd, 3rd week of camp? They seeing the same route combinations. They're seeing that, right? So, but I just think there's a lot of pressure going into the season to win that we are going to nitpick those days. Where you threw 5 straight picks, what's going on? Now, again, Dlane says practice. It's a reason to have training camp because, we're 2.5 weeks away from week 1. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to put too much in that. But I don't like it being later in camp that he's doing that.
It's not like he got they don't really got no big body receivers, do they? Just Hurd.
Kittle's the big body tight end.
Yeah.
So
how Debo been looking?
I heard Debo been looking real good. That aggressive receiver that you need.
I
think Debo. I was seeing like who does he remind me of? I think Debo has the potential to be that Anquan Bolden.
Explosive Anquan Bolden. Yeah, I was gonna say
and
that.
And then play late into your career because you can run routes and have strong hands.
Okay, yeah.
So I think Debo can be that for the Niners. That's what they're hoping for. They have offensive coach. They got Jimmy. There's no excuses. Let's get the ball rolling.
I drafted somebody last night. One of them fantasy leagues from the Niners. One of them running backs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Quick note, we got about 3 spots left in our fantasy team. Anyone want to sign up? We got our draft this coming up Saturday, August 24th, I believe. Is that Saturday? Yeah.
Get that Zay on Twitter if y'all trying to jump in.
Come on Twitter. I've been posting. We got 3 spots. Anyone's welcome. $20 entry fee so you can win some money. Also, real quick.
I see my guy right there. Damn, Proving Grounds.
Okay, what's going on? What's going on, boy?
He used to get on there.
Yeah, I'm in that same flag league we just did too, bro. Again, side note, we talking to the IG live.
Okay.
Yeah, but man, that's all we got for y'all today. We happy to get back going on a pod. Don't forget to tune into our guest Akil, talking about his performance coaching down in LA. I'm excited for that. Also, keep listening. Coach Dlane and John and me have a big announcement coming soon. It'll be on the next podcast. We got something real big for y'all, and we want to thank you for the support because it wouldn't happen was for y'all.
Please follow all the pages, man.
Yeah, give a shout out, quick shout out for the pages.
510 Huddle. It's the 510H on Twitter. Make sure you go follow that because that's where me and Zay will be dispersing everything, giving out all content. Everything will be on that page from now on. We'll be dropping stuff on ours, of course. And Coach Dlane on all platforms and Isaiah Walters on both platforms, correct? And thank you for your ear. Appreciate it. We out.
Thank you.
Still went for it.